The Texas Tower Sniper, Charles Whitman. It was a very sad day for the University of Texas when Charles Whitman, also known as the Texas Tower Sniper, opened fire on the campus. The Texas shooting incident is one of the deadliest mass murders to happen in the state. For more than an hour, the seasoned sniper shot at innocent civilians from the university observation deck. No one thought that he would act out his fantasy. In today's video, I will be taking you through the Texas shooting of 1966 in a more detailed manner. Hello friends, welcome to our channel. In today's video, we bring you the story of the Texas Tower Sniper. Please subscribe to support the channel. If you do not want to miss a single one of our uploads, press the alarm bell and turn on YouTube notifications on your phone. Charles Joseph Whitman was born on the 24th of June 1941 in Florida, USA. He was the first of three sons born to Charles Whitman Jr. and Margaret Hodges. Charles's father was an authoritarianism who used to physically and emotionally abuse his family. Whitman was a very brilliant boy. An examination at the age of 6 revealed his IQ to be 139. As a child, he was very quiet and rarely lost his temper. His parents were proud of his academic achievements. However, his failure was often met with physical abuse from his father. He grew up as a Roman Catholic and served as an altar boy for the church. Whitman's father was a firearms collector who taught each of his sons how to shoot, clean, and maintain a weapon. The boys often went with their father on his hunting trips. In no time, Charles had become an experienced hunter and a greater sharpshooter. That Charles, at the age of 16, could pluck out the eye of a squirrel. Charles became an Eagle Scout at 12 years 3 months, the youngest Eagle Scout at that time. 1 month after Charles graduated from high school, he enrolled in the United States Marine Corps without letting his father know. He graduated 7th in his class of 72 students in June 1959. Whitman was motivated to enroll when a month earlier his father had beaten him and thrown him into the swimming pool after he came home drunk. On July 6, he left home as he had been nominated for an 18-month tour of duty with the Marines at Guantanamo Bay. His father was still in the dark about his pursuits. When his father got to know about it, he was enraged and called people in the federal government trying to cancel his son's enlistment. Whitman received a sharpshooter's badge as well as the Marine Corps' Expeditionary Medal during his first 18-month tour. He was an exemplary marksman, achieving 215 out of a 250 points on marksmanship tests. He could shoot quickly over long distances and at moving targets. After his tour, he applied for the Marine Corps scholarship to complete college and become a commissioned officer. He passed the required examination and enrolled in the preparatory school in Maryland. He was then approved to transfer to the University of Texas to study mechanical engineering. In the university, Whitman struggled with his grades after he took up gambling. He also got arrested and fined together with his friends for poaching a deer. Even though he was known as a humorist in school, his friends quoted that he made some morbid statements. One day, he and his friend Francis were checking out the bookstore in the main building of the University of Texas when Charles said, "A person could stand off an army at the top of the tower, before they got him." In 1962, Whitman courted and married Kathleen Frances Lesner, an education major 2 years his junior. They were married in a Catholic ceremony in Kathleen's hometown, Needville, Texas. During his second and third trimesters, Whitman's grades improved a little, yet still, the Marines considered it insufficient for the continuation of his scholarship. He was then commanded back to active duty in 1963 and was sent to Camp Lejeune to complete the rest of his 5-year enrollment. Charles hated the fact that his studies at the university had been cut short despite being promoted to the rank of Lance Corporal. While completing his assignment there, he was hospitalized for 4 days after he single-handedly freed a Marine by lifting a jeep that had rolled over an embankment. There was no doubt that Charles was an outstanding Marine, yet he continued to struggle with gambling. After being court-martialed for gambling, usury possession of a personal firearm at the base, and for threatening another Marine for a $30 loan, for which he demanded 15% interest, he was sentenced to 30 days of confinement and 90 days of hard labour. He was then demoted from Lance Corporal to private. Charles kept a diary titled The Daily Record of C.G. Whitman. He wrote about his daily life in the Marine Corps, his upcoming court-martial, and his contempt for the Marines, condemning their inefficiencies. Charles was honourably discharged in December 1964, after which he returned to the University of Texas to study architectural engineering. Friends later said that Whitman had told them that he struck his wife on 2 occasions. They said that Whitman, despite himself for this, was confused to being mortally afraid of being like his father. In his journal, Whitman lamented the actions and resolved to be a good husband and not abusive as his father had been. Margaret, Charles's mother, decided to divorce his father in May 1966. Charles then drove to Florida to help her move to Austin. Because he was afraid his father would react violently, he stationed a local policeman outside the house whilst his mother packed her belongings. John, the last son, also moved to Austin with his mother, while Patrick, the middle son, stayed to work in their father's plumbing supply business. In Austin, Margaret was hired in a cafeteria and moved into her own apartment, but stayed in contact with Whitman. Their father reportedly spent a lot of money on both his wife and Charles, pleading with her to come back with his son to convince her to do so. Whitman, unable to handle the stress, was abusing amphetamines and started suffering terrible headaches. A day before the shooting, Whitman killed his mother and wife. He bought a pair of binoculars and a knife from the hardware store. He also bought some Spam from a 7-Eleven store. After, he picked up his wife from her summer job before meeting his mother at Wyatt's cafeteria for lunch. At around 4 p.m, Whitman and his wife visited some friend's apartment. They left at 5:50 p.m. because Kathy had a night shift. At 6:45 p.m, Whitman started typing his suicide note. In the note, he stated that he could not quite understand himself or why he's been having irrational and unusual thoughts. He then requested for an autopsy to be done to reveal any biological cause for his actions and his unexplainable headaches. In all this, he did not disclose plotting to attack the university. A little after midnight on August 1st, Whitman killed his mother and covered her with a sheet. He then left a handwritten note by her body. He then returned home and killed his wife. On the day of the shooting, Whitman went to the firearms store and purchased an arsenal of guns and ammunition. At 11:45, he arrived at the university premises disguised as a workman to get a parking lot space. He wheeled a footlocker behind him which contained 3 rifles, 2 pistols and a sawn-off shotgun, as well as a cache of supplies, among them canned peaches, deodorant and an alarm clock, binoculars, toilet paper, a machete and sweet rolls. Whitman was having a hard time getting an elevator to work. However, the receptionist helped him with it. He said, "Thank you, ma'am. You don't know how happy that makes me." He took the elevator up to the 27th floor, which held the observation deck. His first victim was the receptionist and then 2 others. Once he reached the deck, he started shooting at the people below. For 96 minutes, Whitman shot at passerbyers, clerks, students, staff and others. People were in fear and started hiding behind trees, desks. He shot a pregnant student and shot her boyfriend in the neck. He also shot a student in the mouth, who sadly did not make it. Most of the deaths and injuries happened within 20 minutes. Even those who got hit played dead for fear of being hit again. Students and residents rushed home and to stores to purchase guns to shoot back. Because of Whitman's position, he was safe from a lot of the bullets that were aimed at the observation deck. Whitman killed a total of 16 people, including his mother and wife, and injured at least 31 people during his rampage. Austin police officers Sergeant Romero Martinez and Patrolman Houston McCoy raced up to the deck to stop Whitman. They had the help of Alan Crum, a local resident. Eventually, Whitman was shot and killed by the officers. After his death, it was found that Whitman had visited numerous physicians in that year of the shooting. Dr. Jan Cochran had once prescribed Valium to Whitman and recommended he sees the university psychiatrist. He followed through by visiting Maurice Dean Heatley, the staff psychiatrist at the school's health centre, on March 29, 1966. Even though the doctor requested to see him again, Whitman never went back after one visit. Heatley, in his notes, said that Whitman seemed to be oozing hostility and wasn't quite himself. He also mentioned thinking about going up on the tower with a deer rifle and shooting people. As requested by Whitman in his suicide note, an autopsy was performed on his body and a pecan-sized brain tumour was found. For years, there have been debates as to whether or not this tumour affected Whitman's actions and emotions. A joint Catholic funeral service for Whitman and his mother was held in Lake Worth, Florida on August 5, 1966. They were buried in Florida's Hillcrest Memorial Park. Since he was a military veteran, Whitman was buried with military honours. His casket was draped with the American flag. We have come to the end of today's video. What do you think about this story? Please let me know in the comments section below. And as always, like and share this video with your friends and family. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel and press the notification bell. Thanks for watching and see you next time.